More science for you now, because China has sent a rocket into space to rescue 3 astronauts who are stranded on the country's Tiangong space station.
The deployment of the unmanned vessel known as Shenzhou 22 comes after another rocket, which was originally due to bring the crew home, was damaged by space debris.
Joining us to talk more about this on the sofa is the astrophysicist Dr. Eamon Kerins. Good morning.
Good morning.
This sounds like quite a rescue mission.
Well, it's an interesting... It goes back to April this year when Shenzhou 20 launched, and that's gone to the Tiangong space station. So that's China's own orbital space station. They're not partners on the International Space Station. They have their own. And it's permanently crewed these days. So that docked. And then in late October, early November, Shenzhou 21 arrived. So new crew, the old crew would then depart. Pretty much around the time, a few hours before they were due to depart, they noticed there was a crack in the port window of Shenzhou 20, the craft they'd come up on. So the decision was taken on the ground to leave them there and to rapidly bring forward Shenzhou 22, which is the vessel that launched yesterday. It was due to go up in April next year, and they brought it forward so that the crew, the Shenzhou 21 crew can take that back. So the Shenzhou 20 crew have taken the Shenzhou 21 rocket back, and now you've got the successor crew taking this one back.
Waiting for a bus, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So that means for a certain amount of time they've been up there with no means of getting out in an emergency.
Well, that is true. So I think they've spent 9 or 10 days without a viable vessel to get them back. The interesting thing for me is that China have been telling us about this kind of as it's happening. They've not been waiting until everything's safe. They're telling us about that. That speaks to me of a confidence in their space program. It's quite a young space program, a manned space program, less than half the age of the US one. And both the US and China, they're looking to the moon, and this is yet another sign of the advancement of China's space program, how rapidly they're developing. So that's kind of interesting.
And maybe that confidence also comes from the fact that these astronauts, they're not in imminent danger, are they? They've got enough supplies for the next few months if they need
that's
them.
Right. That's right. And in fact, the Shenzhou 21 crew, who will be taking this emergency ship back, they've only just arrived. They're due to stay there until April next year. So they're not going to be departing immediately. They're going to carry on with their main mission. They've got supplies. There are new supplies that have just arrived, including stuff to repair cracks in the port window of the capsule that's there. And I think the plan for that one is to bring it back uncrewed and to have a look at it and have a look at the damage, repair it, etc.
How unusual is this type of problem?
I mean, it's relatively unusual, but it's not completely unheard of. So I think there was a Soyuz mission, a Russian mission, a couple of years ago that suffered a similar incident with space debris, and these can be really tiny particles left over from spacecraft of bygone times. They're in low Earth orbit, a few hundred miles above the Earth. That's quite a crowded environment these days with satellites and everything. So there are fragments lying around. They're moving around the Earth at huge speeds, tens of thousands of kilometres per second. So even tiny particles can sustain quite big damage.
If only you could call some sort of intergalactic windscreen repair company. That would be nice.
Absolutely.
I think they kind of have.
They can.
Yeah.
They've got all sorts of amazing facilities on board because they can cook on board. They've got barbecue facilities?
Oh, absolutely. It's not exactly chucking the charcoal on the fire, but it's true that the crew of Shenzhou 21, when they came aboard recently and met the Shenzhou 20 crew, they got together, they had a barbecue, as we can see. And again, it's a statement of confidence, isn't it? That this is normal for us to be living and working in space, and this is exactly the feeling they want to project as they've got stated plans as recently as last month to get to the moon by 2030. They say they're on track to do that, to put people on the moon.
They look pretty happy with that situation,
I know.
didn't
Also,
they?
how unusual is it for them to be eating real food?
I think. They've got to be careful, obviously, with food that could easily spill everywhere because of the microgravity environment. But again, that what they're projecting is a confidence and a familiarity of working with in space. So, yeah.
And a busy few months ahead.
busy few months ahead and a busy few years ahead. You know, we've got the US who have their Artemis program. I think President Trump is very keen to see a lunar landing before he finishes office in January 29. But they're also keen to beat China, who are on track to do the same by maybe 2030. So next year we're going to start to see people going around the moon, Artemis 2. We'll see China testing out their new craft that will be putting people on the moon. It's really hotting up. It's one of the most exciting times in space, human space exploration, I think, certainly in my lifetime.
Another space race.
Absolutely.
Dr. Raymond, great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.